Have you ever grabbed your favorite bag of chips, only to feel like you're holding more air than actual snack? Or maybe that chocolate bar you love just seems to disappear a little faster than it used to. It's not your imagination. You're experiencing something called shrinkflation. Now, this isn't your typical inflation, where the price on the tag goes up. No, this is much sneakier. Shrinkflation is when companies reduce the size or quantity of their products while keeping the price exactly the same. So you think you're getting the same deal, but you're actually paying more for less. It's a quiet erosion of your purchasing power, and it's happening in almost every aisle of the grocery store. It's a stealthy trick designed to make you feel like prices are stable, but the value you receive is shrinking right before your eyes. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this practice, show you how it works, and give you the tools to fight back. Let's start with a classic example: the humble potato chip. For years, this familiar brand offered a 15-ounce bag for around $4. But look at this new bag. The packaging looks almost identical, same vibrant colors, same smiling logo. The price? Still $4. But if you look closely at the net weight printed in tiny font at the bottom, it's no longer 15 ounces. It's 13.5 ounces. That's a 10% reduction. You didn't get a 10% raise, did you? But you just took a 10% price hike on your favorite snack without even realizing it. Let's do the math. The old bag cost about 26 cents per ounce. The new bag costs nearly 30 cents per ounce. It might seem like just a few pennies, but think about how many products you buy. A few cents here, a few cents there. It adds up to a significant chunk of your grocery budget over a year. It's not just chips. Look at this box of cereal. It used to be a hefty 18 ounces. Now the box is a little narrower, a little shorter, but you might not notice unless you put them side by side. The new weight? 16.2 ounces. Another 10% gone. Or how about this popular ice cream tub? It used to be a full half-gallon, which is 64 fluid ounces. Then it quietly dropped to 56 ounces, and now many brands are down to just 48 ounces. You're getting 25% less ice cream for the same price, but the container is designed to look just as full. And toilet paper. This is a legendary case. The number of sheets per roll keeps mysteriously dropping. What was once 400 sheets becomes 350, then 320. They might make the cardboard tube a little wider or fluff up the paper to make the roll look the same size, but you're getting less product. You're running out faster and buying it more often. This isn't an accident. It's a carefully calculated strategy. So why do companies do this? And more importantly, why do we fall for it? It all comes down to psychology. Brands are masters of playing games with our perception. One of their biggest tools is something called the just noticeable difference, or JND. This is the minimum amount of change needed for a person to actually detect it. Companies do extensive research to figure out exactly how much they can reduce a product's size before the average consumer consciously notices. A 10% reduction might fly under the radar, but a 30% reduction would likely cause a backlash. So they do it incrementally, shaving off a little bit every year or two. They also use clever packaging redesigns to mask the change. They might add a curve to a jar, making it look elegant while reducing its internal volume. They'll put a big dimple in the bottom of a peanut butter jar, raising the contents up and making it appear full. They'll use brighter colors, bigger logos, or splashy banners that say "New Look" to distract your eye from the smaller net weight printed on the back. Our brains are hardwired to take shortcuts. When we're rushing through the grocery store, we rely on familiar cues: the shape of the package, the color, and especially the price. We see the same $4 price tag we've always seen, and our brain says, okay, everything's normal here. We have a cognitive bias that prioritizes price over quantity because it's the easiest number to compare. We don't have time to do complex price per ounce calculations for every single item on our list. And companies know this. They exploit this mental shortcut to their advantage. The impact of shrinkflation goes far beyond making you feel ripped off at the snack aisle. It has real, tangible effects on your household finances. If you're on a tight budget or a fixed income, like many students, families, and retirees, these hidden price increases can be devastating. You budget a certain amount for groceries each month, but you find your money just doesn't stretch as far as it used to. You're not buying more expensive items. The items you've always bought are simply giving you less. This makes financial planning incredibly difficult and can lead to real stress as you try to figure out where the money is going. And what about the environmental cost? Think about it. You're getting less product, but often in the same amount of packaging or sometimes even more elaborate packaging designed to deceive. This means more plastic, more cardboard, and more waste going into our landfills for less actual stuff. It's an inefficient system that benefits the manufacturer's bottom line at the expense of both the consumer's wallet and the planet's health. On a broader economic scale, shrinkflation can even distort our understanding of the economy. Official inflation statistics, like the Consumer Price Index or CPI, primarily track price changes. While statisticians do try to account for changes in quality and quantity, it's a complex and imperfect process. Widespread shrinkflation can mean that the true inflation rate felt by consumers is higher than what the official numbers report. This leads to a growing distrust between people and the economic data they're told to believe. When the government says inflation is at 3%, but your grocery bill feels like it's gone up 15%, it's easy to see why people become cynical about the system. It erodes trust in brands and in the market itself. So, it all sounds a bit bleak, doesn't it? It feels like we're fighting a losing battle against massive corporations with psychology departments dedicated to outsmarting us. But we're not powerless. We can fight back and reclaim our purchasing power. It just requires a shift in how we shop. The single most powerful tool you have is the unit price. Almost every grocery store is required to show it on the shelf tag, right below the main price. It breaks down the cost by a standard unit of measurement, like cents per ounce, per pound, or per 100 sheets. This is the great equalizer. It cuts through all the deceptive packaging and confusing sizes. By comparing the unit price, you can instantly see which product is actually the better value, regardless of its brand name or box size. Make the unit price your new best friend. Ignore the big, bold price and focus on that small number. It will change the way you shop forever. Second, become a grocery detective. If you suspect a product has shrunk, trust your instincts. If you can, keep an old package to compare with the new one. Take pictures. Weigh products on a kitchen scale if you have one. You might be shocked at what you find. Third, use your voice. We are not alone in this. There are entire online communities and consumer advocacy websites dedicated to tracking and exposing shrinkflation. When you find an example, share it. Post it on social media and tag the brand. Email the company and ask them why they reduced the size without reducing the price. When enough people speak up, brands notice. They hate bad publicity. Public pressure is one of the few things that can force them to be more transparent. Ultimately, this is about reframing our definition of value. Value isn't just a low price tag. True value is getting a quality product at a fair price per unit. By being more mindful and critical consumers, we can see past the psychological tricks and make choices that are truly best for our finances. Let's get smarter about our spending, not just for today, but for a more secure financial future. Thanks so much for watching. If you've spotted any crazy examples of shrinkflation, share them in the comments below so we can all be on the lookout. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on how to be a smarter consumer. See you next time.